You're about to dive into a courtroom drama with very real implications, one that's got the nation glued to their screens. A High Court judge has paused proceedings and raised a haunting question: how is Mr. Zuma going to live? The context is extreme. The court is considering forcing Jacob Zuma's entire pension to be seized in order to repay a staggering R28.9 million legal bill. This moment could reshape how accountability, privilege, and the rights of former leaders intersect. If you're not yet part of this channel's journey, hit subscribe now and tap the notification bell. You'll never want to miss these unfolding political storms. The spotlight is squarely on Zuma, the former president, now facing the possibility that his pension, once considered untouchable, might be used to settle the massive state-funded legal bills from corruption trials. The Democratic Alliance has pushed for attaching his pension as a remedy if he fails to make good on that repayment. His legal team counters by arguing he never had the means to pay it back, that his pension would not be sufficient, and that seizing it would amount to a death sentence on his dignity and survival. During recent oral arguments, Justice Anthony Miller did more than listen, he challenged. He pressed Zuma's representatives: how would he live if his pension, his primary income in old age, were entirely stripped away? He reminded those in the courtroom that Zuma is elderly, in his 80s, and put the burden of justification on those advocating for full attachment. That question, how is Mr. Zuma going to live, has now become more than a procedural musing. It's a narrative anchor for the public debate. Opponents like Helen Zille, representing the DA's position, argue that principles of justice demand that the state recoup every rand spent on Zuma's defense in his corruption trial. They stress that there must be consequences when public funds are used, especially in high-profile cases tied to alleged wrongdoing. Meanwhile, Zuma's side pushes back: he cannot repay. Practices of attachment should consider basic human dignity, and even a full pension seizure could leave him destitute. Inside and outside the courtroom, the tension is electric. Lawyers whisper strategy, media cameras capture every tense face, and the public contemplates whether there's a moral and legal line between punishment and cruelty. For Zuma, it's more than a financial issue, it's existential. The judge's question cuts to the core: is this about fairness or vengeance? What happens next is what everyone is watching. Will the court order full attachment of the pension? Will a compromise be struck, allowing partial seizure while preserving a minimum subsistence income? Will Zuma's defense find a legal escape route? Or will this ruling become a precedent that opens the door to seizing pension benefits from other public figures, forever changing how we think about accountability for officials? One thing is certain: this case doesn't just test Zuma. It tests the system itself, its balance of power, its compassion, its capacity to impose consequences without becoming cruel. And it tests how South Africans will perceive justice when the powerful are brought low, or pushed further. Stay close. As the court issues judgments, responses cascade from political leaders, legal experts weigh in with sharp arguments, and public sentiment shifts. We'll break it all down, watch how Zuma's defenders respond, and track whether that pension seizure becomes the trigger for a deeper reckoning. If you want sharp updates, keen legal breakdowns, and insider insights as this drama unfolds, make sure you subscribe, like, and comment your take below. The story is just beginning, and you don't want to miss where it goes next.